Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, I will be looking into linked list. Okay, so we already started with the playlist of data structures and algorithm. So in the last video, in this particular playlist, we have solved a two-sum algorithm using JavaScript, and we saw how we can make it much better. So by looking at that particular response of that video, I just thought of why not we come up with much more data structure concepts so that people can easily clear interview, because most of the interview questions are based on these particular data structures. So one of the primary data structures which most of the people will get as a question in terms of interview is something called as linked list. And I have seen few, probably what I can say, a few articles which makes a linked list much more complicated, right? So people tend to understand that, okay, whenever it comes to linked list, it is like, okay, this is kind of very difficult for me to understand, so let me skip off this data structure part. But no, if you understand the core fundamentals, or if you understand the real thing or real magic what's happening inside a particular linked list from the ground base, I think it's easy to, what I can say, I think it's pretty easy to, you can work along with the, if you know what's happening inside that linked list. So without further ado, let's get started. So I would like to start this with a pretty what to say, example. Okay, pretty simple example. We'll keep it much simple in this particular linked list. In this particular video, we'll keep it much simple so that people can really understand the basics, right? So if I can, most of you guys might have played a game called as Treasure Hunt, right? You might be knowing what exactly Treasure Hunt is and how we can solve that particular solution in the Treasure Hunt. So basically, you start the game, you will get a clue, right? You will get a clue. So you reach to that particular, you reach to a certain destination based on that particular clue. And once you reach to a certain destination based on that particular clue, from there you won't get any kind of a treasure. So there on, you will be getting one more clue to the next location, where I need to go. And once I reach there, I'll get the next clue and the next clue and the next clue, and finally you reach your final destination. So this is linked list. So this particular location will give you the address of the next location where I need to go, and from there I'm getting the address of the next location where I need to go, and finally I reach my destination. That's how linked list is structured, and this data structure is simply called as linked list in our programming paradigm, if I can say. So I'll just show you, just make your things understand how linked list really works and how it is different from array. Okay, so I'll just show you to my paint screen, and don't laugh guys. I made it much more worst than I wish I could have done it. Okay, so this is just for your understanding purpose and nothing else. I am a very poor in terms of designing skills. Okay, so just bear with me for that. I think it really bad. Okay, but still, anyways, I think this diagram is enough to make you understand what I really meant in English. So basically, this is where you start. Your linked list. So your first value will be 100, right? And this particular node, and all these are nodes, okay? And this particular node will store the address, or this particular node will point you to the next particular node. So this particular node will point you to the next particular node, and this node will point you to this particular node. As I said, the treasure hunt game, this will show you the address of this particular node. You reach here and then here, and finally this particular node, if you reach the end of your game, then again this will point to nothing. Okay, so the first node is called as head, and the last node will point to nothing. That means it is the end of your linked list. Okay, so basically here it will store the data, or it will show you which is the next node, which shows the address, and this will show you the next node. Okay, so this is how data structure works in a nutshell. Now this particular node can be stored in somewhere in the memory, and this particular node can store somewhere in the other memory. So it need not be in the sequential order. Okay, it need not be in the sequential order. So I can store this somewhere, and then I can store this somewhere, and then I can store this somewhere. So basically what happens is, this particular node will have the address of this particular node, so that I can transform my information and then from continue on the chain. But it need not be sequentially ordered. But when it comes to an array, the data are sequentially ordered. That means the first value of that particular array and the second value of that particular array will be directly next to that particular array. Okay, so that we can access that particular memory location with an index. That's how we can access that particular value with the index, and that's how array is different from linked list. So when it comes to this particular value, if I want to add something onto an array, right, it's kind of difficult to penetrate in between. I can add to the end, I can add to the beginning, but it's difficult to penetrate in between. If I think that I want to add a value of 500 in the second place, it's kind of difficult, right? Because you have a sequential memory order. So what you need to do is, I need to move this 300 somewhere and then put 200 in the place of 300 and put whatever value I want in the place of 200, then put this and keep this 100 as it is. So when that's the one complexity you have in arrays. But when it comes to linked list, right, if I want to add this value here, what I can need to do is, I can just point this value to the new value, and then new value I can point to this particular value. So since it is not sequentially ordered, I can mix and match the values, and I can just have that my pointer to point to the newest node of that particular linked list, and then point it to where I need to point to the next particular value. So I hope this understanding of linked list is sufficient for you to getting started with programming. And I hope that you understood the difference between linked list and array, and try to understand how linked list works. So simply, it is a treasure hunt game where you keep on moving around with the values you have. So without further ado, I'll close this. What to say? I'll close this, and I'll just try to come back to my code, and I'll start just to code. Okay, so basically, I'll give a simplest example of creating a node. So I'll create an object called as n1. So this is an object which has a data of 100, right? And I create one more object of const n2. So this will store a data of 200. Sorry, any value basically. So I would like to store 200. And what I want to do is, I want to do n1, right? n1 dot. If I could do n1 dot next. So next is a new property which I want to do is equal to n2. Okay, n1 is the next property which I want to do, and that comes to n2. And if I do a console.log of n1, save it. If I go here, I'll get the data. I'll get the data as 100, right? I'll get the data as 100, but the next value will be this particular node. So the next value will be this particular node. So this is linked list in a simplest example I can give you. This is linked list. Okay, so you'll get the data, and the next value will be one more object which will return you 200. So basically, n1, the next will be n2, and n2 will be this particular object itself. Okay, so this is how you chain. This is how n1 stores the address of the next value. Okay, so this is the simplest example I can give you. So now we'll work with the real class. Okay, object oriented way. So I'll declare a class of node, right? I'll declare a class of node, and it will have a constructor function, and this constructor function will have two values. Okay, data and next. So basically, next will point to the next. What I can say. Basically, if I go here, so this is the data part, and this is the next part. Okay, and I initialize that to null. Okay, since we don't have any other values. So in this particular value, you'll get this dot data is equal to the data which I am passing through. Okay, and this dot next is equal to the next data I am passing through. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. So now if I want to create a new object, just n1 is equal to new of node. N1 is equal to new of node, and pass the value 100. And if I save, and if I could console.log of n1, save it. If I go here, I'll get that particular data, and the next value is equal to null. So you have created a new node. Okay, well and good. So now this is a class for the node. Next, I'll create a class for the linked list itself. Okay, so I'll create a class called as linked list. Right, it will have a constructor function, and constructor. Where did I go wrong? I forgot how to write constructor. Correct. So in this particular constructor function will have no parameters. Okay, and it will have properties called as head is equal to null. So head, what do you mean by head? We can see the example again. So the head means the first value, or you can consider it as the first node. Okay. Initially, we won't be having anything in my linked list, so it will be completely empty. So this dot head is equal to null, and then this dot size, my size of my particular value is 0. Okay, size of my value is 0. Okay, so this is my linked list. So what I need to do now is I'll do some methods first of all. So first method, what I am trying to do is insert first node. Okay, I'm trying to insert a node from the front side. Okay, I'm trying to insert the first node. So this is what I'm trying to do initially, and let's see how I can add a new node into my linked list. How can I add a new node into my linked list? Now my linked list, my nodes are empty because this dot head will give you the first node, and that is empty. So basically, I'll write a method to insert node first is my method. Okay, and this method have to take the data. Okay, this method will take the data. So what will I do is this dot head. Okay, this dot head is a property, and now I'll create the new node. Okay, anyways, I've created my new, what to say, node class, right? I'm creating a new object based on that class and assigning it to this dot head. That means I am creating the first node inside my linked list. Inside my linked list, I'm creating the first node. Since this dot head is equal to, sorry guys for that, linked, this is the first node. So I'm creating this node. So this dot head is the node which I am creating. So this is the node I am creating. So new node, and the data I am passing is the data which I am passing with the function, and probably the next value is this dot head. So I am passing the head value as my next value. I'll tell you the reason why am I doing that. Okay, so now that's it. You are creating your first node, and then I need to call that particular variable. Let me create an object. So I will create an object called as linked list is equal to, and this linked list will have is a new object. I have created the new object. So now if I do console.log of linked list, save it, and if I go here, I'll get the linked list. So my head is null because empty. Now I don't have any linked list. I have just created a new object, but I did not add any kind of node here, right? I did not add any kind of node, and my size is 0. Okay. So in order to make you to understand or see it much better, I'll open a terminal, right? I'll open a terminal, and wait 1 second. And if I do node, what is my file name, main.js. Yeah, I'll get head null and size is 0. Now what I can do is I'm getting this object, but I would just want to create a linked list dot insert first. Okay, insert node first. My method, I'm calling this method on the object I have created, since I can call any number of methods on this particular object and then pass the data, and that data will be passed inside here. Okay, and my data is 100. So I am creating a new node inside the linked list with the data of 100, and let us check what will happen now. Okay, I have to console.log, so sorry for that. Console.log of linked list. Okay, now if I run, I'll get the data. Let me make this big. So I'll now get the data as head, right? My head is a node value with the data of 100, and the next value is null, so that the size is equal to 0. Okay, the head value will have a data is an object with the data of 100. I've created a new node that is the first value, and the size is 0. If I go here and check now, I have a head. I've created a node with the data of 100, and the next value is null, and the size is equal to 0. Okay, so we have successfully created the first node. Now if I want to copy this and create one more node, if I create one more node, right, save it, and if I go here and if I check this now, just see here guys, I am having a new node of 200, right, 200, and I have a next node of 100. Okay, so what am I doing is, I'll just go here, I've created this particular node. When I added a new node, this 100 is moved to here and a new node of 200 is created over here. Clear? I hope you understood the concept here. So basically what am I doing here is, now if I want to run here and I make this big, and if I want to run this, see, so now you can see there is a linked list of head which has a node of 200, right, 200, and the next value will be your 100. Next value is another object of your 100. So this time it is not null. Okay, so the 100 is pointing to null, 200 is pointing to 100. So that's why, so that is the reason why I gave this dot head to my next property, to my next property, next parameter I passed this dot head. Okay, so that's the reason behind that. So now let me create a one more function to print the data. Okay, so print list data. I want to print all the data for that. So let me create a variable called as current and assign it to the first value. So my first value will become current now. So I am looping through. If there is more than one variable, I have to loop through. If current, right? If there is current, that I have to execute this loop, and I will do console.log of current dot data. I want to get the data itself. So I will be getting the heads first data. Okay, whatever the value is there inside that particular loop, that data, and I'll do current, right? Current is equal to current dot next. So this is what I am trying to do. So now if I save this and if I run, oh, 1 second, I have to do console.log of print list data. Okay, save this, go here. Print list data is not defined. Why? This is oh, sorry, sorry guys, sorry about that. I have to call it linked list dot print list data. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, so I just need to console.log. I have to create an object, right? So that's a mistake on my part. I'm so sorry for that. So if I do this now I'll get 200 and 100. Okay, so now I'll get the 200 and the 100 value, right? So what will I do is I am getting the 200 value and then I'm getting the 100 value. So 200 is the first value in my list and 100 is the next value in my list. Okay, 200 is the first value and 100. So 100 is pushed to the next position and 200. Okay, so we are doing great progress. So the next function what I want to do is how I can insert to the end of the insert last node. Okay, so if I want how I can insert to my last node, so this is how we can solve this particular data. So what I want is a function insert I can say node last. Okay, insert node last. So I want to add it to the last of the array or the list. I want to get the data as common as that. So I'm creating an object, right? I'm creating an object. So this is kind of a bit difficult, guys. I mean, not difficult, but a unique way of doing it, right? Because you're not adding to the directly to the data, you're adding to the end of the data, or you can add to the last of that particular list. So that is a bit different. Okay, you are creating a new node, right? That means you are creating a new node and assigning it to a value of new node. That means you are creating a new object. So let I have a variable called as current, right? Current. And the next thing is if I'm checking if my list is empty. Okay, I'm checking if my list is empty. So if my list is empty, so if I can say this dot head is equal to null. If my value of the head is null, that means there is nothing inside that. then I am initializing my head, that is my initial value, to node. So whatever object I'm creating, I'm assigning it to my head, that is my initial value. Okay, if there is something, if there is some data, if there is some node inside that, then I am assigning my current value, whatever value is there, that to be null, that to my first value. So this dot head will, I am assigning it to my current value. So current is a variable, so my first value I have assigned it to current, and then I am looping through my current, not next. So next is again a value. Okay, it's again an object. Try to understand that next is an object which has head and next, which has the next value, which has basically the next value. So my this dot current will hold my current value. This dot next is the next value of that particular current. So what I am doing is, so I am assigning current is equal to current dot next. Okay, this is what I am trying to do. So after my loop, after I'm looping through, I'm getting all the next values, and I'm assigning current dot next. I'm assigning the next value. I've looped through that particular value, and I am just assigning current dot next is equal to the new node. So I am assigning to the last value. I'm assigning to the last value, because if there is nothing else, if I'm a current, if this is my last value, then the current not next will point to null. So when that is pointing to null, I am adding this particular value, and this node is the new node which I am adding through. Okay, and I can make this dot size plus plus, and I can make it here also, this dot size plus plus. Okay, save that, and let me call this linked list dot insert node last. I'll put a value of 300. Now if I save this, if I go here, now I'll get 300 at the end of this particular linked list. I'll get the data at the end of this particular linked list. You can check it here. Right, guys? Right? I'm getting this at the end. So I'm printing the data. Now my data is 200, right? It will point to 100, and the size is 2. Okay, if I go here, I'll get 200. Next is 2. If I go here again, my value is 100 inside that. If I go here, my value is 300. My value is adding to the last, because I'm looping through that particular array. I am looped through that particular array, and then I'm assigned current is equal to current dot next. So I'm assigning that particular value to my next field. Okay. So we'll try with one more method, and then I'll stop, and then I'll give an exercise for you guys to do it, so that you gain some confidence out of that. So I'm trying to insert at anywhere I want. Okay, insert at any index. Insert at any index. So that would be good. So right now we have added the value from here, and then we have added the value to the end of the list. Now I can add the value here or here. Okay, anywhere in my index. So that's what I'm doing. So insert anywhere will be my function. So this will take the data and also the index value. It will take the data and the index value, because index is important. So if I'm checking, so there will be lots of checking here. So if I'm checking, my index is what I can say, index is greater than the size, right? Index is greater than the size. Now my size is 3. So what if I can what if I add the index of 20, right? That will not work. So I'm just checking a condition. So if my index is greater than 0, okay, that means I have a value which is greater than 0, and I'm checking for another condition where index should be greater than this dot size. So if my size, if my index value is greater than size, what am I doing is I'm just returning it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just coming out of that. We're keeping it simple. Now my next condition is, what if my index is 0? Okay. What if my, if the value is first index, if I give 0, what should I do? So if index is equal to 0, then I have to create a new node, right? Then I have to create a new node and assign it to head. It's a no rocket science here. So this dot head, right? And then I can return from here. Great. So I have done what I've done is if my index is equal to 0, that means I'm doing a new thing. So now I'll create a node, right? I'll create a node which is a new node and pass my data. Okay, pass my data, and let me have two variables. Let me have current and let me have previous. Okay, let me have two variables. So now I'm setting my current value to the first value. So what is my current value? So current is equal to the first value. So this dot head. So my head, the first node will be my current node now. Okay. So I want to count. I want to count the indices basically, or loop through. So I'll keep my counter there. So I'll count it as count is equal to 0. Okay, trying to understand the concept here. So what did I do? I kept my first node, assigned it to my current, and I kept a counter, a variable as 0. I'll tell you why. So next, while my condition is count, less than index. If my value is 0, my count value is 0. If I given indexes as 1, if I give index while calling this function, if I give index as 1, then the count is initially less than 1. So if that is the case, my previous value should be equal to current. So whatever current value, it will be my previous value. Okay, and if I call, it should be node before index. Okay, so next, once I have that, I have to increment. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to increment the count plus, and my current value. So I've assigned my current value as previous, but now my current value should be the current dot next. So I have to point to the next particular value. Okay, so since my current is taken previous, so what should be that initial current value? I have to set it to my next value. So it's self-explanatory there. Come out of my loop and I keep node not next. So I have a next value, so that will be equal to current. Okay, so previous dot, again self-explanatory, previous dot next will be equal to node. Very simple. So previous dot next, that means previous of the next value will be the current value, I mean the node what I'm adding through, and my next value will be the current value, so that I can add on any index. I hope guys this made absolutely sense. So this dot size plus, save it. Let me call this linked list dot insert anywhere, pass my value as 600 and pass it in my second index. If I save this, I should get 600 in my second index and 300 below. If I pass this as the third index value, I should get it as 600 in my third index. If I pass it as 0, then 600 should be my head, right? 600 should be my, where is that? Oh, where is that condition? Okay, yeah, here, right? So this is what we did. Okay, so guys, I've done 3 methods. So I want you guys to try to remove a node from the list and help me with your comments in the comment section, where you can remove the nodes from the list, so that you can contact us or contact me on Instagram, right, available there. So you can contact me in LinkedIn or anywhere. So we'll try to solve this and try to remove a node from a list and try to make it much more better. So I hope this linked list was easy for you and it was like understandable for you, right? How we can do that. And at first go, if you are beginning to data structure, this will be a bit hectic. Please watch this video again and again and try to work on your system and try to understand what's happening. Basically try to check this particular list over here and try what's happening inside that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you really like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll be seeing soon in the next particular video, and this is very important to crack your interviews. So with that note, thank you and bye bye.